Hey, GM friends, ccoderdan will be back in a second.
Hey everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, coming in loud and clear.
Nice. Happy Saturday. How you doing, No Future?
Doing well, doing well. Just early January vibes, doing the thing, trying to be as productive as possible.
Right. Yeah, gotta get over the break vibes into productivity vibes.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I've just been like singularly focused on video stuff, like just making and experimenting, like what we talked about last week. So I
Yeah,
made some good progress. Got just feeling more comfortable in CapCut and adding more like little things to the video. So it's been fun.
very cool. You got any final edits to show?
Not really, just little things that I put on my account, but they're all like
Yeah.
they're either videos like I did one scripted video about like the whole announcement from Polygon this week, and then another video that basically what I've been doing is going back and editing chunks out of like the spaces that I host, and like
Hmm.
cutting those discussions down to like maybe a minute, maybe less, and just trying to punch them up visually versus it being like if I were to clip something like
Yeah.
this, it would just be us on screen talking for a minute. So like adding more visuals and more transition effects and stuff like that versus being so because my background mostly was doing like news video because I worked for a company that streamed criminal trials before the
Oh,
pandemic. So I was the guy that built the studio and I was the tech director. So a lot of my editing was geared towards news, which doesn't have to be flashy. It just has to be highly informative. So I'm starting to pivot away from that frame of thought. Like it's okay to be a little flashier, even if you're reporting or delivering information. But if
yeah.
it's
You got to
opinion
get the
based stuff,
clicks, right? It's so
yeah,
competitive out there.
yeah. Also, just making it visually just faster in general, so that it's like more engaging. Trying to
Right.
put the fun part at the
People's
front.
attention spans are sub goldfish these days. Totally get it.
It's just
Gotta
crazy
catch them.
because I'm used to like, all right, minute and a half for a video, 2 minutes is acceptable. Now it's like
Yeah.
anything above 45 seconds, you lose them. And it's like that's crazy. Like, what can
Yeah.
you say in 45 seconds?
People, I mean, I guess on TikTok, everyone just speeds everything up to like 2 or 3x, and they can fit in the same amount of video in 45 seconds as a 2 minute.
Yeah, smart. It's a new skill, so it's like it's good to practice and
Yeah,
just try things.
for sure. What was the? I got an email from Mark Boron. He sent. I guess they sent out like a mass email. What was the Polygon announcement? Because I saw something about the open token like payments or something. Like they're very payments focused right now.
Yeah,
What's the TLDR on that?
so it's called the open money stack, and their idea is that they want to
Yeah.
bring payments on chain and like they didn't really lay out details, but just like the benefits, the big like TLDR, like because if you look at the Polygon price today over the last week, it's been running because the fees generated from activity on the network, specifically payments and prediction markets, is now outpacing the inflation of the poll token. Because I believe it's
Hmm.
like 100 million poll is added every year as part of for the next 10 years as part of the migration to poll. The inflation for like Sandeep had put out a post like the first 3 days or like first 7 days of the year, the inflation's on pace to burn 3.5% of the token supply by the end of the year. Not the inflation, the burn due to the fees generated. So the poll price is starting to soar because it's becoming deflationary. So I don't know if that's just because of the burn or because people are front running the news, but it's the payments thing is actually working for them because they are onboarding all these payments
Hmm.
projects. It's just not sexy or fun like NFTs or
Yeah,
games.
it's kind of like it's kind of what blockchain really is at the end of the day. It's kind of what it's for. It's a payments network. So I agree that their pivot toward that was probably a smart move. What did anything change between the end of like last year in terms of inflation and this year? Like, did they turn something on that started uh I don't know, burning more tokens or something? Or did fees spike at the beginning of the year or something to to generate that deflation?
From what I understand, and I'm not like a dev, so I'm probably messing this up. There was fees spiked and demand on Polygon spiked to like an all-time high sometime last week, due
Right.
to I guess all the payments and now the prediction market stuff. So they actually have put out that they are going to update the network. They're trying to increase the capacity on each block. Um, yeah, so like the fees, just the level of activity on the network, specifically from payments, has been significantly higher because they announced a bunch of partnerships. I want to say November and December, like Revolut,
Hmm.
Mastercard. There's a few other payments, Calastone, like all these payments companies I'd never hear of, but that serve like places outside of the U.S. And I guess apparently they're getting a lot of transactions coming through from that, which is causing the increase in demand, which has caused the price, the fees
Yeah.
on certain things. So for reference, like I think some people were complaining that it went up to like one or maybe even two Matic for the fee, which at that point would have been like 12 to 25 cents. So still not bad, compared to local remittance fees if you were in another country and they're trying to charge you like 5, 10, 20% to like move your money.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Is Ag Layer still going? I haven't heard them talk about that in a while or seen it.
Yeah, I think it's still in development. They were talking about like just part of the open money stack is that they're going to have more information coming soon about how that all like kind of ties in. I feel like we
Hmm.
get to see the ag layer if you use Katana. Like if you go to Katana and you're doing bridging to
All right.
Katana, it's just it can do it natively in app with any of your assets from any chain, and it does it very quickly. I don't know if it's just like a like relay or jumpers built in, but it, that's the closest thing I can think of to like an actual like feel of what the ag layer is supposed to be, like this idea of like seamless money
Hmm.
movement. Yeah, but there are also other people working on the same thing, so it's like who's going to get it first, right?
Right. Yeah. It's kind of. I mean, I was so attracted by. It, I was like, this is amazing if they can pull it off. It just ended up taking so long.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be. I mean, we should be further along than we are now. uh I think at the beginning of the year there was supposed to be like Q1 ag layer V4 launches or something like that in 2025, but we haven't. None of that has happened. So it's weird though, because I don't know, I'm an NFT guy, and to the chain is now mostly payments. I mean, prediction
Right.
markets, which I also like, but it's like you said, it is the intended use of the blockchain, like that, and government records and stuff like that, transparency for budgets coming on chain, which we've seen AVAX and Polygon do.
Yeah. Yeah. What annoyed me was just it was like a hard pivot without any indication ever that's kind of what they were intending to. But it's what you do as a startup. You can't please everyone.
Yeah, very true. Also, Bach, the 500 bet on Greenland becoming part of USA. Are there prediction markets for that yet? Because I've seen other
Oh,
ones
I'm
like
sure
around
there
the
is,
globe.
right?
Yeah,
There's
that's
got to
cool.
be, right? Like they're already having talks, or like I saw a news thing today saying they're gonna Greenland might talk to the U.S. directly, like not through Denmark. It's crazy.
Actually, I'll show you. I'll drop a clip in I saw this morning. This is I don't know who this comedian is, but apparently he's famous. Jimmy Carr. He was talking, I guess, and a Danish heckler kind of asked him about, saying, should we sell Greenland? And he was making the point that they actually sold the Virgin Islands to us at one point in
Hmm.
the past.
Yeah, like 1914 or something, long
Yeah,
time
similar
ago.
situation where it's like sell it or we're gonna take it. And he was really funny. I've never seen this guy before, and I saw it and I was like, damn, this guy's good.
There was a Trump back then. Yeah, I don't know if we'll take it, but uh, back to the Louisiana Purchase days. It feels good.
Yeah, it is
I like
weird. Like,
the whole idea of the history, Francis Fukuyama, like history ending in 2000. Really, it's because there was like the great man theory of history kind of stopped, and there were no great leaders anymore. So once you get a real leader, someone who actually is going to do moves, history starts happening again.
Yeah, joining that the ARB on the Greenland citizenship. That might be the thing.
Phase, where can I go all in on full clown world acceleration? I guess it depends what you mean with that. Like, are we? What do you want a long something or short something? I guess probably the prediction market is where most of the action's happening now. I don't see a lot of like meme coins really popping up. If they are, they're not getting any traction like on any of these like world events. I think really the prediction markets just took so much of that speculation and that energy and just Golden Cross and I were discussing this like the idea that everything is going to get tokenized. Actually, it's not that everything is going to get tokenized, but it's everything is going to be financialized. That's what's actually happening. Like tokenization, kind of what Jesse Pollock and like the base guys are trying to do. Respect it, but I don't know if like that's the way. Everything needs to be tokenized, but it does need to be speculated on and financialized, or maybe not need, but will be.
What's interesting, I just dropped this post in and it was like people were making comments. It's the little deer headbutts a rhino. It's actually a very cute video. And you're like, last year, if this happened, that deer would be $150 million
Right.
meme.
Totally. Remember the squirrel that got like like taken down by, I forget, it was like Peanut, right? I think it
Yeah, in
was.
New York. Yeah. The ice,
Man,
the
I
version.
was so close to like going in on that. Didn't have enough, like I didn't have any money on Solana, but that was a great meme to ride.
Well, we were at MCON last year, right? Gotchi Gang representing at Metacartel's event, and that's when Moodang popped off. And Al
Oh,
was just telling us like, buy Moodang, it's gonna keep going. And we were like, bro, this is not gonna last for more than a day. And it ran hard while we were there, and it
you
became
did,
like kind
yeah,
of the talking point. There's always like one of those that pops off at a conference, or at least it feels like.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, and when's the last? What's like the last meme token that really broke out and like got attention? I can't really think of one in the last like quarter.
The closest one was the most recent 100 million runner on Solana. It's called White Whale. It's after the guy.
Yeah,
He's a trader on Hyperliquid. He made like $60 million on the, I think, on the airdrop, and then he got wiped out on 1010. He famously got into the fight with Mexi, where they actually gave him his discount, but it exposed a whole bunch of like bad practices. He
right.
CTO'd a token about himself, and it's at over 100 million. It hit 60, it dropped, and now it's back up. So I heard people
Yeah, I
talking
saw that
about
on
that.
CoinGecko. I was like, what is the white whale?
Yeah, there's a base version. I actually made some money on that today because it had dipped down to 40K. I bought some and then flipped it at like 100K ish, but not like large amounts of money. A lot of these Solana memes will eventually come over to base, and some of them
For
have
sure.
done well. Yeah, like the base fart coin did really well. I think there might have been a base peanut, but I don't know.
Even so, though, if that's the most recent one, and it barely is breaking like 100 million market cap, oof, like a billion was like, or at least a couple hundred mil was standard for a meme back in like the hype, most hyped periods. It's just crazy how much prediction markets have like taken away from that.
Yeah, it
And
just feels rare
I'm
if you
seeing
have a
people
chance.
talking about this Jimmy Carr. I'll check him out.
Yeah, it's a really good clip. It's just really good clip.
So let's see. Last week on what I was doing, released a little update to DeFi Dungeons. Those in the chat that are in the Dungeon server might have already been started playing it. I've converted it into an idle battler. It was quite an undertaking. I mean, would have been unthinkable before the AI era, but even with AI, it was still quite a bit of back and forth. But kind of a new day for DeFi Dungeons, and I'm really curious what people think of this version because it's like obviously a lot less intense. You basically just click a few buttons and the game kind of plays itself. But I made a couple updates to like how rewards are given out. Before, you would have a chance of getting rewards every time you played a run, which probably isn't sustainable. So now it's a daily competition, and you only get one. Currently, you only get one chance per day to put an entry up in the competition for that day. You can do as many runs as you want normally, but you only get one daily run to actually score in the competition. So maybe can I share my screen? Try here. Just give people a little preview of what's being worked on. I'm definitely enjoying playing it more because it's just like more chill. You can do stuff while you're doing trading or working or whatever. So this is the UI didn't really change a lot, but there's this new button here, competition, and you'll see over here in the ranking that there's 3 difficulties still, but there's this bonus. This was kind of inspired by our Alchemica competitions. At the beginning of the day, the bonus is 1.5x, which I see here PCWSG has put his score up. So the bonus goes down throughout the day, but if you capitalize on that early, you're kind of hoping that no one, you get that multiplier, but that no one comes in higher than you later throughout the day. So it's a bit of like a information game. Do you want to be early or do you want to be accurate? So that's going to be kind of fun to watch. And then as you play the game itself, let me change to a good character. Get my Bushido Gachi that I've unlocked. So there's a couple parameters you can choose. You can choose the difficulty. You can choose how much leverage you want to use, which makes the enemies do more damage, but it also gives you a higher score and more XP. And you can choose which floor you want to go to. So you can see here, room 9. We're getting ready to fight the boss here. Here's the boss. And he's pretty tough. Like, he's not an easy boss right now. Maybe he's even OP. But if I went to floor 2 and I said, hey, I want to end the run on floor 2, then the boss would be on floor 2, and he gets harder every floor that you do. So that was a pretty quick run. If you go back to the lobby now, yeah, it didn't. So if I choose floor 3, then the game will be much longer. So I'll do a run on floor 3. So it'll just keep going until. And here's like an action log of everything that's happening. So you got multiple enemies. You got all the same enemies we had before in the previous DeFi dungeons, like the ranged enemies, the melee, the poison. Couple things I'm still kind of moving over, but generally speaking, it's pretty similar enemy-wise to the original. And you can get potions from treasure chests, and there's like different elites and stuff that you can find. So pretty, like, it's obviously it's very much still work in progress, but I'm curious, what do people find that you're enjoying it more or less? You have more time to play it, don't enjoy it as much, do enjoy it more? Just kind of any feedback from the community on this? Is it something you enjoy using your gotchis with? It does use the gotchis in almost every way. The stats of the gotchis I don't think are totally integrated yet, but the wearables for sure are. And a lot of the different wearables have different abilities and stuff that contribute to the gachi. So I'm doing pretty well against this guy. I'm not using any leverage. Maybe I should do that on the next run. So yeah, not a lot of rewards yet because we're still in kind of testing mode. But right now, I think it's I'm on the board, which is pretty cool. Actually, I think that might be a bug because I didn't actually do a competition run. I don't know why it did that. So still lots of bugs that I'm sorting out, but every player helps as we continue to develop this. And it is working on base app. I think Zbot was playing it. So if you want to play it on mobile, you want to play it on base app, you want to play it on desktop, doesn't matter where you are, it's accessible. That was like one of the main impetus behind why I wanted to convert it into a like an idle battler, just because it's way more accessible for people to play it on mobile. You're not having to like deal with lag or like just a game playing more poorly on mobile than it does on browser, because it is a web-based game, so there's some downsides to that. But yeah, let me check the chat here. You don't have any thoughts? If you haven't gotten whitelisted yet, feel free to. The type form is still open if you want to go in there and give it a ride.
Could you see in the future? I guess you had the original version, which was more active. Do
Yeah.
you see that being as a separate game mode? Because I would love to have both.
I mean, I don't have the bandwidth to make both. We got to kind of pick our battles here and um, choose one that I think can be more accessible to the audience that we want to reach on base, while also using the gotchis in as many ways as we can, and is also like faster to develop. So I think this is significantly faster than the real-time version to develop, because there's just like I can test things a lot faster with real time. Like it was, even with AI, it was kind of getting to a point where it was still getting like bogged down with feature development. So
Yeah, makes sense.
I like if we can get an audience of people playing this on base, then there could be like a real time version, that comes later. The code is still there, but I don't really want to. I can't like do two code bases. Gotta kind of pick one, and I think this one does have major wins for accessibility.
Yeah, Dan saying can't wait to check out the new stuff. Yeah, so then eventually base app. What do you think is like the timetable for that? Do you have like a clear
No,
indication of
it's in
that?
there now. You can, if you search
There, okay.
DeFi Dungeon, it's in there. I'm not like we're not like running any ads yet or anything in base app because it's still closed alpha, but it does work. Zbot was playing it. It's just you gotta like use your. I think if you log in with your base app wallet, that it generates a new like wallet for you. So you got to get both of them whitelisted, and your gotchis might not be in that wallet yet, but you can lend them over to that wallet if you want to play with it. I think that's what he was doing.
Is the Aavegotchi? I'm assuming the Aavegotchi DApp itself is also on the base app, right? Like, so if I want to go and
Hmm.
do the lending in that wallet, I can do that.
Yeah, yeah. If you search Aavegotchi, I did some work, and well, the whole team did some work like Q3, making the app like work better in base and just on mobile in general. So made it more like app like. So it's got tabs and stuff. It feels much better. But yeah, it's in there.
Nice. So with are there any updates you can give us on Gotchi Guardians or the Gotchiverse?
Um, Gotchiverse, we're fixing some bugs this week. I know there were some bugs with people crafting, and Eris, our lead dev on the Gotchiverse, is working on getting it working on mobile. So he's kind of tasked with that for January. It's not an easy thing, but we want to get that working on mobile and kind of make it also a mobile experience, so we can just have all of our games like accessible for people on mobile. So that's what we're working on with Gotchiverse, as well as like introducing some new modes and stuff, like ways that you can actually play and earn within the Gotchiverse tokens, adding on to what we've already built. And Gotchi Guardians, Slama was working on getting it, also working on mobile and iPad, and then we went on holiday. So I'm not really sure. Totally, like he was kind of being like secret genius about it, saying like, let me cook." So we'll be hearing back from him, I think, fairly soon on that.
Nice. Also, we see in the
Yeah,
chat
yeah,
from Dan the screenshots from the base app. They look great. Let me just make these larger for the stream.
yeah. If you've, let me see if I can get your wallet or something. I can get you access right now. Let me see if this means you've logged in. Let me check. Yeah, I think if one of you who is F33 and someone is 4B. So these two wallets I see, I can authorize one or both of them. Okay, let's get you in, sir. Come on in. And then someone is, who is this? Don't want any randos taking our rewards. Nadil, maybe. Says Nadil. Okay. All right, I'll get you in, sir. Cool. Yeah, love any feedback. And if I think you guys are all in DeFi Dungeons chat. So if not, here's the server. Let me try. Oh, it says the maximum number of server invites has been generated. I can't generate a server invite. Try later, I guess.
Yeah, I gotta set up my base app. I've been like slacking. Soju has been telling me because there's just been like he was saying it's if you're trading base memes, it's like you find alpha earlier, like the stuff that's actually
Mm.
trending over there before it gets over to X. So it's like there's like he's always dropping CAs into us. And some of them have cooked, like, just like weird base things. Like, and it's
Right.
like, all right, yeah, let's 200,000 market cap and no one's selling. Let's go.
um, Battler had an update that I saw. Is anyone from Battler in the chat? I'm checking. I don't think so. But I can summarize what I saw. There's not. They said they're going to have an update very soon.
Yeah, I had the announcement. If I can give it a read through if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's just from Brills. It's in the Gotchi Badler chat. I don't have I can drop it in after the link to it so that you can go and look for it if
Yeah,
you
here you
want to
go.
jump
I
in
got
there.
it.
Yeah. Hey, Battlers, we finally have some exciting news to share. Development is almost complete. The team is doing a final sweep of bugs and balancing. If there are no setbacks, our plan is to launch the beta next weekend. Here are some details of what the beta will feature: demo of the single player campaign, training room and shop, test tourneys, and 3 100K ghost tournaments for Rarity Farming 10. Introducing the new stat system in Gotchi Battler, leading up to the beta launch, we're going to be taking a closer look at what's in store for the new version. To start, we're excited to unveil a reworked stat system that reduces complexity and increases build diversity. You can learn about all the major changes in this post here, and this is a document that I'll drop in a second. Yeah, so it's explaining the rework stat system, the new 8 stat framework that they're using, and the key changes that they explain and kind of go through for the overhaul and of Gotchi Battler's stat system. Let me see if I can get that over here.
Yeah, I'm checking this. They've reduced the number of stats by one, and kind of, so which one did they remove? Or speed, health, critical, rate, defense. They changed armor a little bit. Critical damage. It's always fun trying to deal with these stats. It's so crazy. The system that we made. Removing evasiveness and accuracy. They create the most punishing and swingy interactions in the game. Yeah, evasiveness is always like armor and evasiveness are very weird traits for games because you're basically just giving extra HP. I was like thinking of how, like what kind of armor system to have for DeFi dungeons. And I mean, right now there's no armor. You just get extra HP because that's really at the end of the day, unless you like do a really complex armor system, you're just giving extra HP. Kind of same thing with evasiveness. Removing magic power and physical power. Incomplete. So they've added a third. They explored adding a third type, but now attack and defense are just standalone values. Okay. They added a new focus stat. It's going to increase Aavegotchi's chance to apply effects and statuses, and resistance remains the defender's tool to reduce those chances. And you can enhance your stats through items. Nice. Yeah, I know they have like a whole layer of gamification of items and crafting and everything. So that's going to be cool to see.
Okay, and important at the end of the document, they drop this last paragraph. Over the next couple of weeks leading up to the beta launch, we'll be releasing full breakdowns for each class, including their special moves, leader skills, and how they interact with the new stat system. So that should give us some insights into how we are going to build our teams, build up to play when this goes live. Yeah, if you go over to the Gotchi Babbler Discord, this announcement comes with an image, and it kind of like I think this is for me the first time I've seen this image, like gotchis, and it looks like some new characters that might be added in. So it's just the look of the gotchis here, this like 3D look is just pretty dope. So looking forward to seeing what it looks like in the coming weeks. I think next weekend, if everything goes well, we should have like some beta stuff happening.
So that's all on my side. If maybe we can jump into Dower earlier.
Yeah, I believe Foreign is the host this week, so she'll pop up here in a second. Oh, it's FaZe. Okay, FaZe is the host this week.